Good morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Deku was the What If Deku was all of the mutants. Basically, he has all the mutant abilities. That includes inhuman ends too. So he basically has powers that are similar to, well, the movies. He has the guy that can absorb attacks. He has Juggernaut's durability and and plus all the mutants and the Inhumans too. Like Black Bolt. But when he only talks quieter, like low tone voice. Like basically think about the people whispering. Hello. Hello. I'm doing this high pitch voice so that you guys could hear me. Yeah. Make sure this thing is recording. Yep. Okay. So yeah. Without further ado, let's jump right into the what if. So, first of all, if you guys grab a snack, like a popcorn or soda pop, or anything that you can find around your place, because it's going to be a long movie, so, or should I say a long video. So now, let's dive right into this crazy town that never makes sense anymore for these what ifs. So, like every other what if, everybody else makes like stuff that are based on like certain iconic movies. Like Zuko having the Ben 10 ultimate tricks. Or turn Zuko into a Nomu and all that stuff. Well, in this what if, so let's begin. And with Zuko, so I'm adding zooming to this what if, so stay tuned. So she doesn't have mutant abilities. She only has her parents' abilities, like her quirk. Or their quirks combined. So let's get right into the what if. So Zuko and Yumi been born, and Zuko and Yumi been born, and then at age of 2 years old, Zuko gets loved, like basically has love by first of all, I'm gonna choose Ochako because if she was a mutant, her quirk would be her power would be gravity. 0 gravity, so if she was a mutant. Because my other option that I was gonna pick that closely resembles it would have been the Momo home. Because of, well, let's jump right into it. And, So Momo, So Ochako falls in love with him, wants to be with him all the time. And that all changed when during the fourth year. And the fourth, or so, no, not fourth. When they are age of 4, Zumi and Zuko, because both of them were born at the same time and same day. So, yeah. So so they actually told each other, or so, are you excited? Yeah, I'm so excited. As they go to the quirk doctor, and the quirk doctor tells Zumi that she has quirk and she can become a hero, but sadly, you Zuko, as he looks at Zuko, you do not have a quirk. So then so you know how like Magneto wanted to like basically the to be or have mutants above the humans, well, and like try to take control and all that stuff. Well, but in this what if the there's quirkless, quirked, and then mutant powers. So, yeah, whoever has like the mutant genes in them could be the only one that are like higher ups. So let's continue. So after the quirk doctor, his parents ignored him, and to like go for the his sister Zumi, and yeah, the yeah, but his one's friends became his bullies, and Ochako dumps him, goes for Bakugo because because she knows that Zuko's not worthy to like him, all that stuff, and yeah, Zuko was pretty much a yeah, but Zuko accepts his quirkless. He has the same thing, like what Aries was. Like, he's always been so alone that even it gives him craziness. Like how I was yesterday. Because I couldn't control any of my emotions. And it felt like I was a whole different person when I'm... Yeah. And that's actually true. I was... Because it's been super cooped up. And I was so overwhelmed. I was like... I wasn't even myself. So, yeah. That's enough about me. So now... Let's continue. So, Zuko was the only one. So he actually goes to a custom quirkless school for him. or a quirkless school. But Charles Xavier sees something more inside Zucker's. Because let's say Charles Xavier, Charles. So can never spell his name. Not Punisher. So, yeah. So, yeah. So, I'm making. So, this version I'm going with. So, he says, "Hello, Zaku. I'm Professor X, or Charles Xavier. I want you to join my academy as the X-Men or like the mutants, because because certain X-Men was more of a Magneto kind, like most of it, or most of the students, or most of the kids, like the more iconic characters, wasn't actually was mostly was not a wasn't even born. Like the Cyclops wasn't born, Jean Grey, Wolverine, only Professor X. And so Zuko was the first kid that actually piqued the Charles Xavier's interest. And so when Zuko accepts him, because as he says, we'll find more when, okay? And don't worry, you don't have to be alone. As he could sense that Zuko's everyone mistreats him as a outsider. No. But Charles says you're not you're not a quirkless. You actually have every mutant's DNA inside your body. You have an X gene that allows you to mutate into anything, control anything. So, yeah. So, let's say Zuko was at age of 4 when he met Charles Xavier, after his parents abandoned him. And so during the time skip to 15, and he actually went on a mission, and that mission was to Danger Island to save the Magneto from him, because in this alternate universe thing, Magneto and Mystique and Brotherhood of Evil, or Brotherhood, is the completely opposite. Like, they're good guys now instead of bad guys. So So the Juggernaut in this alternate timeline is now the opposite. He's a good guy now. So, yeah. I'm basically turning all the mutants that were evil into the good versions. So, yeah. And not, like, turning X-Men... They'll still be the same, but, yeah. Like, good guys. So when Zuko looks as Zuko looks around and he sees, like, he literally sees everybody. So what is this island? Well, it's called Danger Island. It's called Danger because you never seen dinosaurs, or you never heard of dinosaurs? When I was just a kid, yeah. Wait, you're saying they're real? Yeah. I can't wait. And so as machine guns, like, a bunch of military guys were on the enemy's team, was like pulling guns out and shooting it right at the X-Jet. And so I'll lower their defenses. As he calms himself down, as he jumps out of the X-Jet, and he says, as he lands like a superhero. Like how, as he uses, and multiple images, or like, should I say, multiple guns were aimed right at Zuko's body. And bang, 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 bang. They're electrical energy. And you know that how this guy that killed that guy? Well, Zuko actually absorbs all the attack. And he does the same thing. He destroyed the defenses around the island. And so Velociraptors are like running right at him with enough force, about to ready to pounce. But Zuko just straight up says, or he actually talks quiet, but when he said a word, learn, stop, as he says, as he says it so loud that even every single dinosaur was sent flying in, and boom, boom, boom. As Velociraptors couldn't believe it. As the obedience chip that was on their necks that making them do that was broken. And so when they turned and looked, and they were running right up to him, like they're just walking up to him and kneeled before him. As, you're welcome, as Zuko says really quietly. Now, so, ready to do this? Yep. And so the Velociraptors agree that as they run, and so Zuko ran and with them. As he's catching, or no, he's like basically in the, like, you know how the Jurassic World, you know how the guy rides a motorcycle with the Velociraptors were right beside him? Well, Zuko, who was running at the same pace as the Velociraptors, yeah, as he's so excited, and that yeah, so the villains with guns, and all right. I have intel that your mutant friends are on the island. And they're ready to save ya. As they're like, we need to, as he whispers that they need to cause the, like, distraction so that gets them out of the way. As the Velociraptors agree, and they both they all went right towards the knocking out security cameras and doing all that stuff. So, yeah, it was pretty weird. I'll tell you that much. Because Zuko has so much power, he even controls dinosaurs. Not really controlling them, that's just they obeyed him. And yeah, so the military guys are getting annihilated by the Velociraptors. Bring out the T-Rex. And so then the T-Rex comes out of nowhere with a big old, like, shock collar around him. And guess who it is? Not a normal one. It's a devil dinosaur. If you guys don't know who he is, it was R. Is it, how to spell? Oh, here it is. Dinosaur. This guy, or this one, the one that is trying to find that the monkey's riding on. Yeah. It had a shock collar on him. It is about to trample the Zuko's and his allies. But Zuko sees the shock collar as Zuko basically becomes like a beast. No, not Mr. Beast, but the one that's the blue character. That's the one that's in the top corner. Yeah. Horner. And yeah, and he climbed the devil dinosaur, and devil dinosaur's trying to shake him off. But then the Zuko got the collar, as he says, "There's no way to treat the dinosaur." Huh? As Zuko used his own like Wolverine claws and like sliced right through the thing like it was butter. Like hot knife through butter as it falls. As a dinosaur, or the... Hold on, I had to blow my nose real quick. Yeah. Sorry. So, the devil dinosaur was like that. He, as the devil dinosaur, knows that the Zuku is nicer. So when he went and, like, basically instead of eating him alive like every other dinosaur, he's just like gnawing on him, like basically rubbing his head against him. Okay, now it's time for us to deal with you guys. As the military guys are like, release! As military tanks are just like there. Oh, crud. As Zuko runs up, as he runs, lifts the, like how a Hulk lifts up a tank. Well, he used it one-handed, caught it. Ready? Fetch. As he basically treated, he didn't, as the devil dinosaur knows that what he's doing, as he caught it in his teeth and crushes it like a, boom. And so he gets on the devil dinosaur. And like, because they came, so he basically he broke through the defenses. Leave this one to me. These are made especially for dinosaurs, but not for me. As a guy that was, that was still alive, shoots him in the chest with a minigun. As Velociraptor just ate his arms off. So he's like, now let's see. As he redirects the attacks, or he powers up his punch, and he punched a door wide open. And as he breaks as Velociraptors were like in the formation, as he was like taking the shots, 1 by 1, 2 by 2. As Zuko's walks right in, and the Velociraptor stays out there with the T-Rex, because they know that they will be exploded if, So then when he walks in to a room full of those, like, villains, boom, 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 as everything around him started to explode. Yeah, because he actually used full power. And so the villains are like, no, boom, boom. And there was only a couple remaining ones, like 4 of them. And Zuko's like, As he's kind of getting tired out by. So the Velociraptors, the including the devil dinosaur, her, or huh, or like basically the Velociraptors, the anything that you can think of, like the I forget what's that called? Whatchamacallit? You know how like Captain America, or no. Oh, there it is. So that one? Nope, not there. What? Sorry. So all the all four of those like soldiers that were still lived ended up being taken out by Velociraptors and T-Rexes and yeah. The as a leader of the that army is like, or as the one of the remaining men that ran to get him and told him as the leader's like, what? He destroyed our forces? But how? How does he do that? Get my miniguns and take the prisoners to the special. And so, but little did they know that when the Zuger actually, or one of the Velociraptors, because they're getting double whammy, the military guys. Or should I say, him were absolutely getting annihilated. Because one of the Velociraptors, when it destroyed the security system, like security cameras, it also released a bunch of the prisoners. And so Magneto, Mystique, every mutant that was been in captivity has now been freed, and yeah. So the only person that was left was a leader of it, MODOK, should I say? And she says, and Magneto's like, you hurt too many of my friends. He has to die. No, leave that to me. Because I don't see any of you as I don't see any of you as the people with mutants. I see you as my own family, including the Velociraptors and the devil dinosaur. As the devil dinosaur and the Velociraptors agree, because they don't see him as food or a person. They see him as family, like basically a family member. So leave this one to me. So then so he basically knocks the guy literally pulls out a grenade, or actually pulls the trigger on a nuclear bomb that was right behind him. This will destroy the island. If I go down, you guys go down with me. That's hilarious. as it blew up. But instead of like a nuclear explosion, he just absorbed it, like all that energy, into himself. The Zuko's like, huh, you try to kill us? But I'm way more powerful than you, bro. As he used his powers, and he injects with a MODOK with a, like, basically that, like what he did with the, with the fish dude. Well, that guy, he ends up using his, or so Zuko does the same thing to MODOK. And like, boom! As MODOK got killed. And like, yeah. So then the Charles Xavier was there, but he knew who. Here, hold on. Where is Charles Xavier? Here. So he knows that because he doesn't want anyone to remember what happened to MODOK. So, yeah, he did wipe. Yeah, or Zuko did wipe the MODOK away from it. So, sorry, Professor. I got too carried away. That's okay. This is your first mission, and plus you didn't fail, actually. You got all those mutants out of there safely, and as the Slaughter after rubs against, or all the Slaughter afters rub against him, as even the devil dinosaur looked him right in the, like, a back, and as he's like, ugh, don't do that, as he's smiling at him, and it's, yeah, like, yeah. So Magneto ends up, says, yeah, thanks. We're all thankful to have you around. Yeah, and you may see me more of me. Yeah, he's a full-time X-Men he's a top student. So then, All Might versus All for One. So a time skip. After they came back, he took a shower. Or getting the gunk off of him. As there was some villains. Like, there was ones that were guarding the outpost. But they didn't notice that there's Slaughter Raptors and T-Rexes are running around with every other dinosaur. Because Zuko actually released them all onto Danger Island. And so every single one, or all of the dinosaurs, respects Zuko so much. And so Zuko did have a phone, because Charles Xavier gave him one. So he took a picture of the dinosaurs and the mutants. And then all at once. And so, yeah, so it's so much. And, yeah. So then as will have those memories. Okay? So, yeah, so that was before All for One versus All Might thing. And so when they arrived back and all that stuff, well, All for One was about to win against hence the yeah. Zuko ends up basically is happy that he has so much abilities that even he can't even control his own power. Because he actually used every mutant ability. So like he used Storm's as he says, you're the only one that should be burnt. All for One. As Zuko's eyes glowed. You know how Storm's eyes turn white? Well, Zuko's his eyes turn green. As he says, And All for One's like, the one mutant that's more powerful than Charles Xavier himself. And the Magneto, whom you're all of the mutants rolled into one single person. You're the most powerfulest one. You're a powerful mutant that even no one could ever understand. Except for me. Him. As All for One tries to make Zuko join his team. But But Zuko says, no. I'm on a team. I have my own team of being a hero. Much more than anyone else. As his body starts to, as All for One says, all right, your funeral. As he shoots the fireball at Zuko, or the most powerfulest attack. As Zuko basically creates, or he does the same thing. Like he Zorbs, like, you're crazy. And so, now, as Bakugo, everybody's face was shocked when he saw Zuko's. Because the quirkless are just like poor people, basically. Quirks are more like they're between the quirkless and the mutant abilities. So they're like normal wagers things. But the mutants are the rich people. So Zuko actually he was born with the X gene. So basically yeah, and inhuman genes too. So he's basically the most powerfulest one. So when Zuko says, now, as All for One, when Zuko actually told him something that he never wants to hear, because he never knew a, yeah. So when All for One says, no one likes overpowered characters, hers. As when All for One said it to Zuko's face, as his eyes start to lit up, as tears coming down his face, as he says that, as All Might, he knows that or he doesn't know why it hits Zuko harder than, or no one knows why. Except for Charles Xavier and Charles Xavier and Magneto and all the mutants know what it means to him. Including the pterodactyl could feel the aura. As when Zuko when he released all of his powers, because his pain, he had so much pain that goes through him all at once, as all the power, as buildings, explosions, as everything just went to chaotic. Like, basically, he couldn't control his powers. As he had so many emotions going around him that even he can't even control his own. Yeah. So Magneto and Charles Xavier and all the mutants could feel his aura. They all went right to him, including the pterodactyls. Flies really close to him. Or actually, not pterodactyls. One of the mutants. Let's say the Magneto bends a metal around Zuko's, to try to keep the explosion from killing everyone. As so Magneto knows that, as they all told Zuko, they all told him that because Magneto looks at All for One, and he knows that All for One said that because Charles Xavier, not Chuck, Charles Xavier could sense it inside of him. Like you said, and no one likes an overpowered character. But And Zuko, all of us like him. He's overpowered. As he looks up at Zuko, actually, Zuko looks up when he looks at a professor, as he did tell him that he tells Zuko that you're the only one that I know that all of us yeah. Think about those dinosaurs back at Danger Island. Think about those people that care about you. As Zuko, or as Charles Xavier uses the same phrase, what Zuko said on Danger Island, where he says, you don't see anyone as themselves. You see them as family. As Zuko's his powers, as he looks up, and all the mutants are like cheering, we're family. We all are family. As Bakugo agrees. As the entire world says it. We're family. As Zuko's as he calms himself down, as All for One is making negative comments like, you shouldn't be existing because of as he's having mixed emotions, as Magneto could sense that Zuko's having so much emotions that go around in his head. But he also could hear Magneto he hears All for One making negative comments to him, or to Zuko. That's as Magneto just grabs or let's say one of the X-Men, one of the mutants punched All for One out. Like, punched his lights out. Boom. As Zuko's in control, as he takes a deep breath, as Charles Xavier and Magneto walks up close, because they know that as they all agree with him, they all agree with Zuko, so they all like looked at Zuko and they're like, yeah, we need to, yeah. As they all have confidence in Zuko's more. So, and All for One comes back as he's about to say his final words. But Magneto, as Zuko, or let's say All for One was underneath some rebel. He looks at Zuko and says, let me finish this. As he quietly says, as Magneto, who everybody had earmuffs on. Go ahead, Zuko. So he quietly says, "No one should ever have to die," as Zuko roars louder, and right in front of All For One. And All For One's entire body exploded. Only thing that was left was his skeleton. That's it. Like the fatalities of MK1, Mortal Kombat. At one. Fatality. Yeah. So I know that I was on that picture, the one, yeah. Well, Zuko actually, so now let's move on. So, yeah. Zuko was happy that he has his own family. Family that cares about him. So, when everybody told him, yeah, man, that was pretty loud sound. Much more than, yeah. As he says, yeah. As he says it quietly, so that, as Bakugo realizes why Zuko always been talking so quietly, like basically little voice, not big voice, like normal. As he just realized it after all these years. As so All For One was dead. All Might is still alive, and yeah. So then Zuko is now a full-time X-Men with so much abilities that even he's like one-man army. Yeah. And so the after school one day, Zumi actually came to the X-Mansion where she wants to say hi to her brother, because over times have passed, she hasn't really seen him that much since after the quirkless, or after the quirk doctor. So when after that stuff, Zuko was pretty much the only one. So when Inko and Asashi heard that their son is a mutant, they were like, they went from being like, "You're quackless," as they totally ignored him for the rest of their lives before. But then when he showed up and, yeah, displaying why he's a mutant, yeah, everybody, or so they did a whole 180, or no, 360 of like changing their anger to happiness. Like basically they were like, they're happy that their son is a mutant because they can, now he can basically is a rich person. And so when, yeah, so then so then when Ochako saw his powers for the first time because she's been dating Bakugo since after, like, since after or during the age of 4 when Zuko was quirkless, but during the same time, or actually after the All for One incident, Zuko was, so Ochako needs to be like, she actually loved Zuko more now than, because and so the dinosaur, or let's say the Velociraptors, or basically they're Zuko's siblings. He has to take good care of them, even including the devil dinosaur. And so, and so Zuko knows how to fly, so he basically, so Zumi went in and asked Charles Xavier if is my brother home? No, he's at his, he's actually he's going to, he's on a mission. He'll be back in a couple days. Okay. So, are you worried about him? Yeah. Because since after my brother was quirkless, or was diagnosed with quirkless, but I never imagined him having the X gene. I thought he was permanent, but yeah, I could tell when Zuko was the only one that was powerful enough to just, yeah. Do you want me, or do you want us to call him? As she wasn't by herself. She was with the entire class 1A. Hey. And, yeah, including Ochako. So when Ochako was like, yeah, yes, please, as everybody agrees. Okay. And so they display it on, as the Zuko answers the phone. And so, name. Can I take this home? Sure. As he throws the armored truck with just one hand into a pile of trash. And so everybody's like, okay. So they're like, what's up? Well, there's people here and they want to meet you. Including your sister Zumi. Okay. As this is what you see. Like, just imagine your phone does like this. Yeah. So he's like, hey sister, as he sees his sister and classmates, where are you at? As Zuko, or as Zumi and the rest of them ask. Oh, it's a little mission. As a Velociraptor comes right in front of a camera. And they're like, what was that? As, oh, it's a prehistoric dinosaur. As Charles Xavier doesn't mind in that. And so when they're like, wait, so you're on... So as the professor says, he's on Danger Island. It's a new island that is just showed up on a new... So when he's just cleaning up the debris from... Yeah. So then yeah. As everyone, like, hold on, MHA, he says, when everyone saw, like, they can't believe that Zuko's actually on a most dangerous island, and he's just fine. So, yeah. As Ochako is like, her face, she can't believe that her... I don't know what... She actually... When she saw her boyfriend doing that, like, basically, would it be her ex-boyfriend because she dumped him to go for Paco? Yeah. When she saw her ex-boyfriend on the most dangerous mission, or on the cleaning up the... Yeah. They were... Everybody's like, that's so... Or like he says, that's so manly. You're cleaning up the debris under the most dangerous island with most dangerous dinosaurs that could roll the world. Oh, and yeah, so yeah, everybody was like, including Bakugo, Zumi, or so when Zumi was like, holy crud, really? Yeah. As she actually could not believe that he's on actual mission. And so then after they came to visit, when Zumi got back to her house, she was like, he basically stunned that her brother became a full like fleshed X-Men character, like basically. And speaking of that, if you guys want me to do do you want me to redo the what if Spider-Man was in the X-Men Evolution? Because I really enjoy making that stuff and also enjoying making some custom characters. I might bring some of the characters back. I might, like, what if Moo was in My Hero Academia or any other one. I don't know, but yeah. So, without further ado, let's continue. So, Zumi was stunned. And when Inko tells Zuko Like, she literally went and, like, she literally told her, or she told Inko and Asashi, and their faces just went like, what? As they're, yeah. So you're saying there's a new island that's called Danger Island, and this Danger Island is more advanced version, and your brother is on it with dinosaurs? Is he okay? As they asked him, or asked Zumi a bunch of questions, and like, he's doing pretty fine, actually. And yeah. So then the time skip. Zuko comes back home. And yeah. He immediately gets like a welcome back. As Zuko, so Zumi was there, Inko, Asashi, the Class 1A, him, and 1B. Because they never actually seen a actual dinosaurs that were, yeah. So, don't worry. Yeah. So, everybody welcomes back him. It's good to be back, but yeah. So, yeah, including All Might. All Might is like, looks right at Zuko and they're like, man, you're more braver than me. And I'm supposed to be number one hero of the bunch. Yeah. And me mad. And go ahead and spend time having a day off on working with Hit. Okay? So then he like goes and visits with All for One. Or no, not All for One. I meant he visits with the pro heroes, the students, and the citizens. When he came back, they all like, he went from being like number 0 of a quirk list to like 100%. Or he's like, he went from being the 0 to being the most popular hero in the entire world. Because they don't have guts of that he has. Basically, to, yeah, so everybody was like, man, Yuzuku, you're basically the toughest person that I ever met. As Bakugo even compliments, like, you're more manlier than anything. That's why we're best friends, as Bakugo says to Zuko, compliments him, and like all that stuff. As Zuko was pretty tough person, because when they were, he sees what everyone is mentioning. Yeah. So he spends a lot of time with his family and his friends. And he also got married by, like, basically Ochako. The Ochako was his family. When they heard that Ochako was dating Zuko, when Inko told them, and when they saw, so they asked her, or they asked her so many questions like, why did you like dump him in the first place? And she says with a blush face, because he was quirkless. And I was trying to go for like people with actual quirks. And she taps her fingers together. And she's like, huh. Or they're like, yeah. But now I know that don't judge a book by its cover thing. So when Zuko told, or no, when Ochako and, or Ochako's parents actually set up a wedding thing, like marriage, quirk marriage thing, they were happy that Zuko is now, because he's actually, because more powers that, or more mutant powers that he has, the higher the, like, money, or he gets, like, because quirkless is poor, quirks are more average, and then basically the top, like tippity top of so yeah. And then there's mutant powers that are like, it has its own separate list, but Zuko has his own custom list of overpowered / broken character. And Zuko is in that category, his own category of it. So he has, or he could own the 3,000 universes of space. Like, he could own the entire space if he wants to. But he doesn't need the money. He only needs to put smiles on their faces. And so Ochako ends up getting married to him. And so they had a kid that has both, or is a mutant, and also have a quirk. So basically, they're like, I was gonna fuse her quirk with Zuko's powers. But I was like, you know what? Separate them into, yeah. So they actually had 2 kids. One relies on, here's the funny part. One of them is basically Black Bolt. Because in this alternate timeline, Black Bolt was not, like, born. Or wasn't, like, So Zuko actually, so Black Bolt in this alternate timeline is the son of Zuko Midoriya. So yeah. And Zuko could tell that Zuko could tell that his son has a similar to, or almost similar to, his voice powers. as he does cover Ochako's ears before. When, yeah. As, so then yeah. So I'm skipping over Overhaul fight because really, Zuka actually, he took care of Overhaul. And so Ares actually is safe. And she had, or instead of a quirk, I'm changing it to like the X gene, basically. Like basically a mutant, turning her into a mutant. And no, I'm not talking about like how they have mutants of like one with 6 arms and yeah. I'm talking about like the actual powers. So when she basically has rewind, or she actually has the power to rewind as her mutant powers instead of her actual one. So that makes her the most dangerous one. Because she can actually be controlled, or like basically yeah. Zuko saves her life, and he knows that her powers are more powerful, so she's basically joins the Charles Xavier's mansion, and she's learning how to control her powers. And so, but there was a girl that Ochaku gave birth to when, yeah. Because, one, her son is basically or should I say so Ochako and Zuko's son is basically Black Bolt. Oh. And, yeah. And their daughter has almost a similar hair color, but it has a little bit of a grayish, greenish color. Okay? So, and yeah, they became like basically everything. And they named their daughter Jean Midoriya. Jean Midoriya. Basically, she is the X-Men Jean Grey.
According...
Yeah. You know how, like, in the... Yeah. Well... Yeah, imagine her with, like, instead of having red hair or orange hair, she has, like, straight up grayish, greenish colored hair. Like, basically, yeah. But hers makes the one that I'm trying to based on, like hers, to have, like, she actually is more of she can talk to anything. She has, similar to her brother, or no, not to her brother, I meant to her father, of telekinesis and absorption. And she can also use her quirk that she inherits from her mother. So yeah, just imagine Black Bolt and Jean Grey are siblings instead of like, yeah. I know nothing makes sense in this what if, so I know you're probably typing in the comments of, this is what if doesn't make any gosh dang sense. Hence, and all that stuff. Yeah. But look at the face. Look at that face. Nothing makes sense anymore. Yeah. So when Zuko told her, or he could tell when Black Bolt is his son, but after, let's say, when they were kids, 2 years old, he looks at his wife, Ochako, and sometimes I could tell what he's thinking, so. Oh, and make sure you cover your ears if he tries to speak. As he whispers, as Ochako's like, does he have the same power as what you have, Zuko? Almost the same, but if he talks, then yeah, yeah. So All Might retired, and his friends, they know that when Black Bolt is trying to like, he actually stomps his feet when he's angry, as Zuko actually goes into his head. It bypasses the voice, as he's trying to like say like something, and yeah. But his daughter, he actually spends equal amount of time with both of them. So yeah, equal time to Zuko and yeah, Zumi, or no, equal time like how the parents should be spending their kids, like treating all of them as equals. Because to be honest, it seems like everybody's like lost control of their abilities to like control their kids. Not like putting headbands on them or shock collars on them. No, no, no. Actual spending time with them. So, yeah. So, but that's just like, you know, because soon everybody thinks that because I know everyone is stressed out and all that stuff, but please, let's all be kind to each other's. None of this, oh, this guy, he hurt my friend, and now, yeah. But instead of doing that, it's because violence doesn't create more violence. Or, no, I meant violence doesn't create peace. It creates more violence. And peace that we all need. We're all, like, I know we're not blood related and all that stuff, but deep down, like, in our own souls, we're all family. We all care about each other's. We don't need to like fight all among each other's. So that's why I made this video of the what if they had all the mutants powers, or what if was all the mutants? Well, yeah, because it represents how some people treat others, and then others treat, or no, yeah, all that stuff. So that's a public announcement to you guys that we all need to get along together. And when I say that, probably this video will probably be taken down. Oh. But kindness from you all will always be, it's like I used to, yeah. And this is the end of the video, so I can throw stuff in. So, I just need to remind you guys of that. So, yeah. So, my imaginary friend, this is a public thing. And his name was Wise Man. So, not the one from Bakugan, but the one that's my imaginary friend told me we all need to be nicer to each other's. And then the first thing I see in the comments below, I'll probably see is, "Oh, be quiet and just end the video right now." And that's what I would see. Okay? So, and do you guys like the video, or this video of, like, imagining her as, instead of, like, someone's daughter, I forget their name, would be Zucker's daughter? Because that would be insane. So, peace out, Cub Scouts, and have a good night or day, depending on the time zones. And yes, I know I went over my time limit of that, but because I can see how much time I'm creating movies, so because of, that's my reason. Because I always keep, like, basically, because you guys don't know that I can't really see the little icon of, like, you have 1 minute and 30 seconds and type. Right. But yeah. So now this is going to be the end of the what if. Please leave a like, share, subscribe. Peace.